Thank you for being here today. I believe this is truly a historic day for the state of Georgia. The results of the work of the Criminal Justice Reform Council have manifested themselves in what is now known as House Bill 1176 that I will be signing in just a few minutes. It will be an opportunity for the state of Georgia to seriously and in a different fashion address the issues that are causing us to spend over $1 billion a year to maintain a criminal justice system and our correction system. We believe that the pattern that is set forth in this legislation is one that will secure the safety of the citizens of the state of Georgia. It will allow us to reserve our prison beds for those who are truly dangerous, but at the same time come to a recognition that there is a better way of dealing with those who are in our system primarily because of addictions. We know that there are better ways through accountability courts of addressing those needs. This, coupled with the budget of this year of putting $10 million into new accountability courts, I think will stand us in good stead for the future. I especially want to thank the members of the Criminal Justice Reform Council, some of whom are here today, some who are not, but their efforts over a year's period of time, dealing with very difficult issues, trying to bring all of the competing points of view together into a piece of legislation are truly appreciated by me. And I believe as a result of this legislation will be appreciated by the citizens of the state of Georgia. To the legislative leadership who took those suggestions, crafted them, and moved them through the legislative process, I appreciate their efforts also. To others of you who are involved in various components of the criminal justice system in the state of Georgia, I appreciate your comments, your suggestions, and your willingness to work with us to come to this rather historic moment. Thank you all for being here today, and I'm going to sign the legislation at this point, and then we will take a few questions after that.
There's one of my chairmen. There.
Golick, he's not here.
And I'll give Speaker one, and we will get pins for the rest of it. Bill signing ceremonies have become so popular, we ran out of our new 17. We got to reopen.
How about now?
Oh, we can't have that one. Let's go over and answer some questions.
This is the first chance you're going to get in a very long time to have all of these folks assembled here today, and we will entertain your questions if you have some.
Governor, what would you tell the public that this will mean? What can they see and expect from this legislation?
I think the first thing is any time that you change provisions within your criminal justice system is to assure them that the safety of the Georgia public is foremost in our minds. And it was one of the primary concerns we kept in mind as we worked through this legislative process. We recognize, though, at the same time, that there are many in our criminal system who would be classified as non-violent offenders. And having them in the system without some way to deal with the problems that got them there, namely addictions, simply means that we will continue to see a revolving door in our prison system. I'm told that if we look at those who move through our prison system, that about 1 out of every 3 will be repeat offenders and back in our system within the short time frame of about 3 years. Now that is the proverbial revolving door that is very costly. It does not deal with rehabilitation, which should be one of the functions of the system. And certainly recidivism rates are exceptionally high under our current system. We believe that rehabilitation will be increased. We believe that recidivism will be decreased. So I think the overall result is that Georgia will be better off, our citizens will be safer, and we will save the taxpayers money in the process. Yes, sir.
How much does your son's position play a role in your support for this?
The question was, how much did my son's position play a role? For those of you who don't know, my wife Sandra is here. She claims credit for him as well. Our son is a Superior Court judge in the Northeastern Judicial Circuit, and he is the one in charge of the drug court in the 2 counties in that circuit of Dawson and Hall County. I must admit that he has invited me and my wife to attend and on occasion speak at graduation ceremonies for that court, to listen to the stories, to the lives that have been changed, the families who've been reunited, lives that had quite frankly been cast aside in the system that was in place. Had a tremendous emotional effect on me, and I have not had anyone who has ever attended a graduation ceremony of a drug court who comes away saying that they don't believe that there is a better way. This is the better way. So it did have a tremendous influence on me, and I would invite those who are skeptics to have that same experience. Go attend a drug court, a DUI court, a family court, a mental health court. And if you come away believing that it's better to do it by locking people up, then I truly don't think you have paid attention to what we are doing now, and certainly I think with this legislation, giving the opportunity to do even more and do it better.
Governor Mike Klein with the Public Policy Foundation. This significant project crosses well past state government into many sectors of public and private life. Will you appoint an individual or a small team to continuously work this project, as this will take several years to implement?
Yes. As you know, the original legislation, the Criminal Justice Reform Council expired upon the completion of the year and the work that was done. I will extend that by executive order. I've already talked with the Chief Justice and other members that have served currently on the existing council from last year. We believe that we should maybe expand the scope of those who are involved in the process as we go forward. And yes, I do intend to do that, and it will be done by executive order.
Governor, can you respond to the recent lawsuit filed challenging Georgia's stand your ground law? Do you have any opinion about that?
The stand the ground laws? Well, I'm sure that that's an issue that probably between now and the next legislative session we'll have a lot of discussion about. I won't try to preempt that discussion. Yes, sir.
Given the greater emphasis on drug courts now, is there anything to be learned from Amanda Williams out in Brunswick?
Well, yes. Obviously, we have had great successes in our drug courts, but we have had some exceptions to that rule. One of the things that we will be looking at as we go forward through the implementation of this is to come together with standardized practices. The courts that have already been in existence and the group that has already been working within the AOC and within the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, I think that's one of the first steps you will see, is to try to put together some commonality of practices that will be followed. We believe that not only saves money, but it makes the program more effective.
I mean, are these going to be codified in some sort of accountability system?
No, it will probably be put into the conditions for receiving that $10 million. If you put a court in place, there will be conditions attached to that you agree to abide by these standards that we think are reasonable.
Governor, are there any other plans to further expand the criminal justice reform? I know you're keeping the council in place. Or any other, I foresee in the future, any other changes that could be made?
Well, we have Chairman Willard, who is here with us today, and he has worked very hard along with a number of other individuals on juvenile justice reform, which did not get finalized this year. We've had conversations that Chief Justice has with Chairman Willard, and I believe we may very well see that that area may be one of the areas that we ask the council to consider as they move forward. Anyone here behind me that wants to say anything, I don't mean to hog the microphone. Well, let me just again thank all of you. You've been great to work with. I truly think we will look back on this as a day that we'll all be very proud of. Thank you all for being here. And let me close by saying this. Many times when we undertake difficult tasks, we sometimes feel that the media is our adversary. That has not been the case in this instance. And I want to personally express appreciation to the media for recognizing the importance of these reforms, for in effect being advocates for these reforms. Your efforts of educating the public on the importance of this undertaking has had tremendous positive effects on the result that was obtained. So thank you. I hope I can say that more often in the future.